Yo, what's good guys, I'm Fire here back from the video, and today we're going to be bringing you guys another defense in Madden 22. Today we're going to hop into the 2-4-5 odd out of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive playbook. The play we're going to run is going to be bench blitz 3 right there. It's a pretty cool play in my opinion. It adds a lot of diversity that you can do, create some unique setups, some cover 3 cloud-esque setups, and yeah, it's just a good bluff blitz as well. You're never really going to send the pressure, but you can easily bluff it out of this because it's in the 2-4-5 odd, a pretty good blitzing formation, as most of you should know. Again, Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive playbook. Of course, what you generally will want to do is get some safeties at linebacker. So we're going to throw in McCourty, and we're going to throw in Brandon Jones here. And you should be set relatively there. You can get some better guys here, so we'll just throw Jerome Baker, some speed. But yeah, safeties at linebacker are going to allow you for better coverage. One of those will be your user as well. Now getting into our coach adjustments, I know I'm partially blocking it, but you can still see it to the right of my head. So you can go ahead, turn auto flip on if you want. Base, you're going to have baseline on. And then your curl flat, we're just going to go 25 to 30 right now. It will vary depending on the setup. So we're just going to come out in the bench blitz 3 against a little bit of a gun bunch offset or halfback strong setup. And of course, the way that you want this setup is with the slot corner on the bunch side. So with auto flip on, it should take care of that for you. So the first thing that you're going to go ahead and do is press. We do have our baseline already on, so we should be set up with that. Now taking a look at our play out, we have a simple cover 3 look. We do have a corner blitzing off the edge, Byron Jones off that left, or that's Xavier off that left side. And then you have one of your linebackers in a 3 receiver hook, which is a really good zone. I know a lot of you guys love using that zone. I like it too. And then you have another one of these linebackers, in our case safeties, in a seam flat zone. So you have a lot of potential here. The first thing I'm going to do is immediately shade over the top. And that's the first step. Now you have a couple of different things that you can do now. Now we're in a 25-yard curl flat. You could leave that. It'll depend on what he's doing, but for now, we're just going to leave it. And then you have a couple of guys that you can adjust. A couple of guys that I like to adjust. Jerome Baker over here and Howard over here. You can do a couple of different things. The first thing you can do is throw like a soft squat over here, or we can man up both players. So if we're a regular bunch, we could just man it up like this. Man up that extra wide receiver, man up the running back, and then pretty much just take the flats with yourself. So I would kind of lurk over here, lurk back on B, and you see how you can really take away both actually pretty easily just by yourself right there. So pretty simple stuff. I'm going to hop into that setup again. All I do is press, shade over the top, man up X on X, and then man up that linebacker on Y. Again, if it's normal bunch, which Jaguars doesn't have normal bunch, you would just see, it would just look like this, and then you would see, I don't know what you would see, maybe go the opposite way. So if it were a bunch, it would look a little bit cleaner because he's just going to be man up on the same side, but it shouldn't really affect it too much, I'll be honest. And then again, your user is going to take that deep zone. The 3 receiver hook's going to be able to defend a lot of these things in the middle of the field, but you see how easily you can kind of lurk back up and get the interception. It's going to be a difficult read for people. Really, the only thing that they can throw on that side in that situation is going to be the drag late or the crosser very early, but still it's going to be a difficult pass, and you're able to defend both really easily. Verticals would be a little bit tougher if they were to do that, but again, that's why we can adjust based upon that. If they were to run something like verticals, let's say. Now, again, traditional vertical is going to have this guy going deeper. We know that. But if they were to run something like this, let's pretend he's going 30 yards down the field, you have to user it. Again, we're going to press, shade over the top. In that situation, what can you do? You can still man up the running back if you want. We can do that. We can man up the running back, and we would be fine if we were just running our traditional setup, and then I'll show another one after that. So you man up the running back. He's slightly open, but it's again, not going to be exactly a 50-yard gain. Again, try to get someone better there. You can get 99 speed linebackers, I think, at this point in the game, so you should be fine off. But you see, again, that's going to allow you to take the deeper zone, or you can actually put one of these guys in a hard flat. So we can put X in a hard flat. We can go ahead and put this linebacker in a hard flat if we need. So this is where you can kind of decide who you really want to take away. Probably what I'm doing is I could actually leave X in a blitz here. Maybe we throw X in the curl flat, which you can do. Create your better cover 3 look. Now you have a double Mabel on the left side, especially if you're going against someone who's running a lot of verticals. you'd still man up this guy, leave the hard flat, and then of course your user is going to be playing that deeper curl flat assignment. So now we can take away this guy, lurk back on B, and not react, but in most cases that's an interception. Now let's say they are running a bunch tight end look, which we do have in this. What would you do against bunch tight end? Now, you could either run it like this, or you can actually flip your play, which I'm going to do. We're going to flip it here. Of course, flipping it is going to create an interesting situation. Now, you can do a couple of different things against bunch tight end. You, of course, need a curl flat on the right. So if you're not going to use the crosser, you need to put a curl flat there. In this case, I am going to play the curl flat assignment. And then we want to just man up a couple of guys. Now, they're going to have a hard flat, so what we can do is either... I would actually probably put X in a hard flat. And again, my user's going to play the seam flat, but X is in a hard flat. And this is kind of what you're going to do. That blitzer off that right edge actually should be pretty good, if I'm not mistaken, against... as I accidentally put him in the wrong zone. Sorry about this. But him actually in the blitz is going to be pretty good against bunch tight end. He's just going to be able to get out there, defend things, and you see how he kind of takes away the rollout to that side. So I actually love this as bunch tight end defense. Sorry, it was a little bit confusing. I'll make it a little bit more clear this time. So again, bunch tight end. And you're going to simply flip your play. If auto flips on, you should be straight. You can press, shade over the top immediately, and then what you're going to do is throw X, your X linebacker here in a hard flat, and that would really be the only adjustment you necessarily need to do. You could also contain with this. So I can contain, my DNs will contain, and then I have that extra corner getting off the edge. So we can lurk over on here, and there you see, almost works as a blitz, which super, super helpful and just really good defense. So I'll show that again. You notice how my DN's gonna contain with the right tackle, and that actually allows Byron Jones to get free. Again, what are most people doing with bunch tight end, especially P.A. over? What are you seeing him do? He's going to run out to the right. If that's contained, he's going to run out the middle, and that's where you can get free. And again, you have a hard flat over here. That's going to take away that thing. You can move him, I would say 5-yard zone drop, which I didn't set, but if you were to do that, you can do that. And then let's say your outside third is not playing the way you want it to, which you can go ahead and do. Let's go back to bunch tight end. If they were to run some kind of a cover 3 beater, let's say they just set it up like this. I don't know what they're running. It's just your basic cover 3 beater. If they were to do that, why is this stupid play art not updating? There we go. So if they're running a little cover 3 beater, we're going to set up the same defense here just to kind of show what it would look like against a cover 3 beater. Snap the ball, and we'll try and get it. And you see it's pretty well taken care of. Fast safety should allow that to be defended. If they're on the other hash, it might get a little bit more open. If, let's say, they're trying to do that, what you can actually do that should be decent is you can actually go ahead and deep half and then quarter. So we're going to go ahead, audible over, flip, press. Then I'm actually going to put B on an outside quarter, and I'm going to put L1 in a deep half. So it's going to look like this. And then again, you can pretty much still play the same defense. You're just not going to have that blitzer, so I would probably contain if I am able. But here's a look at your defense now. And again, you just got to pay attention to what's happening. So if I really want to, is he really going to put a corner out on that left side? Maybe not. We can actually hard flat over there, especially if he's doing something like that. So now if they set up their cover 3 beater, something like this again, this should be taken care of pretty well. You have your wheel route over here, and I guess this might be a little bit worse, but that's just because the quarter is pressed. So without the quarter being pressed, it would probably be a little bit better. But let's go back to bunch, show some more stuff in that. Mainly some man coverage stuff that you can do. So we're just going to press. And what can we do with man coverage? Now what you can go ahead and do is actually, I believe you can, no, you can't cross man, but something I like to do is actually cross man X on X over here, and then we can put X in a little cloud flat, or we could put X in a soft squat or corner. And then you notice how we made up this guy on the solo side receiver, or we could just traditionally put him in a regular vert hook and do that. Once again, I've already shown where you can kind of put him in a curl flat zone, so you can of course do that. And just create a traditional double Mabel. Now let's say you were to want to double Mabel on the bunch side, which I'll just call this play, but I'll show the same thing next time. Perfect coverage, you see everything taken away, get the interception. But let's say you wanted to double Mabel on the bunch side. out of this. You could flip your play if you want to, but we probably don't want to do that. So what are you going to do? Now you can man up any of these linebackers. You notice how B is labeled as a linebacker in this formation, so you can definitely get an athletic guy there to make your coverage. We can put A and a hard flat over there as well, and this is where I'm going to go with something like this probably. You could actually double label on both sides, but I would probably run it like this. Man up X, you have your curl flat, and then you have your hard flat in your user. And again, if you really needed to, you could just traditionally double label pretty easily, but in that case, why not just run a regular cover 3 is kind of our point. So we work over, boom, 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 kind of defend everything, and you see really nothing open there. So that would be a good way, especially if they run a corner route based play, which I do not have any in here. So we'll go to wide trail, which I guess doesn't have a corner route for some reason. I thought I did. Create a flood type play. This has a corner out, so if that was the case, we're just gonna press. We can put A in a hard flat, or we can put B. It doesn't matter. Realistically, actually, let's reset the play here. If we wanted to, we could just put B in a hard flat, and then rush one of these extra guys. So we can man up Byron Jones over here if we needed to, and then run our coverage like this. So we still have 3 people rushing. We have a 3 receiver hook, double label, and then again, we just play that curl flat assignment kind of the way that we have been regardless anyway. And now you see everything taken away. Not sure why the curl flat's not going deeper. You guys know it's at 25. In game, it would go pretty much deeper. If not, move it to 30 and you'd be set up well. But anyways, that's going to do the video. If you guys enjoyed, drop a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below, and peace out.